One house on Necromunda controls the most advanced technology in the entire Underhive. Better weapons, better equipment, better fighters. And the secret that keeps them powerful is slowly killing every single one of them. That is not unusual here. Every gang on Necromunda survives by paying a price. The question is just what kind. Necromunda has dozens of factions. Today we are focusing on the 6 clan houses and the major forces that shape life across the Hive. Let's go through all of them. Goliath. What happens when humans are engineered like machinery? House Goliath runs the smelters, the foundries, the heavy manufactorums. The work destroys normal bodies. So the house stopped using normal bodies. Goliath gangers are selectively bred, bigger, stronger, higher pain tolerance. A kid born into Goliath grows up knowing his body will start failing before most people reach middle age. They burn fast, and they know it. Leadership is not appointed, it is taken. The boss is whoever nobody could put down. That is the actual system, not a metaphor. They process the raw materials that everything else in the Underhive depends on. What Orlock moves, what Escher sells, what Saar builds, a lot of it starts with something Goliath processed first. That gives them leverage, and it gives every other house a reason to keep them operational. Escher. Why are almost all Escher men dead? House Escher controls the chem trade, narcotics, stims, medicinal compounds. If it alters the body, Escher makes it or moves it. They are generationally good at it. The biological reality of the house, male births are rare, and most males born into Escher do not survive long. The house adapted. Women lead, fight, and run every operation. A girl born into Escher does not grow up wondering whether she can hold authority. She grows up watching women hold all of it. Their fighting style reflects their trade, fast, precise, chemical. Toxins and blades over brute force. They do not try to outmuscle Goliath. They hit faster than Goliath can react. And the product they move travels through Orlock roads, which means Escher and Orlock have a relationship that is part business, part rivalry, and never entirely comfortable. Orlock. Most Hive citizens spend their entire lives inside the city, born in it, work in it, die in it. Orlocks spend their lives crossing the wastelands between hives, deserts that kill everyone else. House Orlock controls the ash roads, the trade routes connecting hive cities across toxic terrain that has no breathable air, no shelter, and no mercy for people who do not know what they are doing. Everything that moves between hives passes through Orlock territory. They guard convoys, they tax cargo, they decide what reaches its destination. They call themselves the House of Iron. No extreme biology, no supernatural elements. Road workers and drivers who picked up weapons because the routes are dangerous and nobody else was protecting them. But do not mistake plain for weak. Orlock fighters have navigated hostile terrain their entire lives. They understand logistics, ambush positions, and open ground survival better than any gang that has only ever fought in corridors. When an Orlock convoy does not arrive, the rest of the Underhive notices. Saar. Now, the house that is dying. Saar produces the most sophisticated weaponry in the Underhive. Energy weapons, advanced equipment, technology that other gangs would pay enormous sums to acquire. Their fighters are the best equipped on Necromunda. By every visible measure, they should be untouchable. Here is what most people do not know. Their STC fragment, the ancient technological blueprint that powers everything Saar makes, is damaged, and the radiation leaking from it is killing everyone in the house, slowly, continuously. Many Saar fighters know roughly how long they have, so when you watch a Saar ganger move with that precision, calm, methodical, clinical, understand what is behind it. They are not being professional. They are being efficient with limited time. Delaque. Every conversation that happens near a Delaque agent may already be compromised. House Delaque runs information. They have sources in every layer of the hive, underhive, mid-hive, higher. What gets said in a merchant's office, a gang boss's back room, a noble's private chamber, Delaque hears things before most people know those things happened. Their fighters are unsettling in a specific way. Pale, near eyeless, completely quiet. They are connected to something called the Whispering Dark, a psychic phenomenon tied to their lore that goes beyond standard human perception. A Delaque agent may know what you are planning before you have fully decided to do it yourself. They do not win by hitting harder, they win by knowing more. And in a hive where every house depends on every other house, information about those dependencies is the most valuable currency that exists. What do you offer someone who has absolutely nothing? House Cawdor offers faith. They follow a zealous strand of the Imperial cult, absolute certainty about what is impure and what must be destroyed. The list is long. Their gangers come from the very bottom of the underhive, people with no credits, no prospects, no house to belong to. Cawdor gives them identity, community, and purpose, all wrapped in religious obligation. A young person born with nothing, who joins Cawdor, now has brothers and sisters, a mission, and a reason to wake up. The house absorbs the people every other house discards. You can negotiate with someone who wants payment. You cannot negotiate with someone who believes the work is sacred. That is what makes Cawdor dangerous, in a way that strength and technology cannot fully explain. Whether the other houses admit it or not, Cawdor absorbs people who might otherwise have nothing left to lose. The 6 houses run Necromunda. These factions are the reason that system cannot fully relax. The enforcers are the hive's answer to itself. When the underhive gets bad enough that the houses can no longer manage it, the Palanite precinct deploys, better trained, better equipped than most gangers, and answerable to authority that sits above every house. Enforcers are not there to pick sides. They are there because someone above decided things went too far. The corpse grinder cult is what the underhive produces when desperation has no other outlet. They worship Khorne, the chaos god of slaughter, and recruit from the deepest, most forgotten parts of the hive. Their rituals involve consuming human remains. They do not operate in secret. They do not try to be subtle about what they are. That is part of what makes them difficult to contain. Chaos cults are the opposite, patient, hidden, operating in small cells across multiple hive layers. They build numbers quietly, stay invisible, and surface only when they are large enough that stopping them becomes genuinely costly. The hive has no reliable method of finding them before that point. And then there are Genestealer cults. These are the threat the houses fear most and detect last. Infected populations, people carrying alien taint across generations who look exactly like ordinary hive workers. A manufactorum worker who attends certain gatherings on certain nights, does not discuss what happens there, goes home, and lives an unremarkable life. That is what one looks like from the outside. They are not building toward a gang war. They are building toward a signal one that tells an incoming alien fleet that the ground is ready. By the time a house boss realizes what has been living inside his territory, it is usually already too late to stop what comes next. Take away Goliath and the raw materials stop. Remove Orlock and the trade routes collapse. Lose Escher and the chem supply dries up. Pull Saar out and the best weapons disappear. Without Delaque, nobody knows what anybody else is planning. And without Cawdor, the millions at the very bottom have nothing holding them together. The houses are not separate gangs fighting over territory. They are parts of the same machine, and Necromunda only functions because all of them are running at once. The people inside that machine did not choose it. They were born into their gang the way someone is born into a neighborhood, inheriting a set of options decided before they arrived. They build lives inside it. They protect people inside it. They die for arguments that started before they were born. Whether that is freedom or a trap the hive does not answer that question. Which house do you think you'd actually last a week surviving in?